Hello and welcome to Got Clutter, Get Organized, the conversation. So, at the beginning of this month, we talked about decluttering our homes. And then, of course, last week, it was actually organizing our workspace. Well, now I'm going to share with you 10 ways to really organize your life. Now, depending on how much time you have, or you want to focus on, maybe you want to focus on just something small before the new year. But these are things you can do, the 10, so you can do them over the next year. So let's get started. The first thing is, and this is something I do, is creating a morning routine. And that morning routine could be anything from you're already doing, which is walking the dog, maybe you're making a smoothie, or it could be just kind of doing some meditation, some journaling. But it's also good just to have that routine to really kind of kickstart your day. The next thing you want to do is you want to set some monthly goals. Now, of course, as a businesswoman, I actually, because of my business coach, I set 90-day goals, which makes it so much easier for me to accomplish things instead of for me trying to squeeze them all in a 30-day period. But set some 30-day goals. 30-day goals could be, I'm going to drink more water. 30-day goals could be taking a few more steps. 30-day goals could be, I'm going to really get into a routine of paying down my debt. And which gets me to number 3, which is organize your finances. And however that may be for you, maybe you just need to really set some systems in place where, things are on auto pay. I know just about, I would say like 90% of all of my business bills are paid automatically, and it makes it so much easier. But of course, maybe it could be just creating some systems so that you know what money you have coming in each month and you know what expenses you have each month. So check that out as well. And of course, making sure, number 4, you plan some self-care time. And I'm not just talking about a retreat or going to the spa. I mean some real self-care time. Self-care should be something that we really almost do each and every day. And it could be like 5 minutes of just breathing, some visual imagery, at least once a week having a moment where we pause because we're giving so much of our time and our energy to our jobs and our businesses, but also to our family, friends, and our community. So it's always good for us to make sure we are on the top of that to-do list. Number 5, review your calendar. It's interesting. One of the conversations, and I keep going back to this conversation I had with Elaine Glass, who really shared something mind-blowing to me. Sometimes we need to look and see what we need to take off of our schedule or take out of our schedule instead of putting on. So review your schedule. Review it weekly. Don't just look at a calendar, really look at it and say, are there things on here that I need to really let go of so that 1, I have time for self-care. 2, I will actually be able to get things done and cross them on the list, and I'm not actually cluttering my calendar like I am my closet. Number 6, organize those travel plans now. You already know where you want to go in 2025, so making sure you make time for that. One of the things I had to do in regards to my travel plans was always make sure that I am actually scheduled time after the trip just to kind of get myself reorganized, regroup, because I found years ago that I would travel. Then I would come home, wake up the next morning, and get right back into whether it was a project, working with clients, doing all the things on my to-do list when I need a moment. I need a moment just to come back. I need a moment just to review and see if I get out any mail. Is there anything important? Most of the time it wasn't. But just to unpack, just to kind of just get myself, back into that routine. So think about that as well. 7, is it time to streamline your wardrobe? Maybe there were things over the last year that you actually had in your wardrobe and you realized, I haven't worn it for 6 months, a year, 2 years. Is it time to let it go and donate it to somebody who could truly appreciate it? What about number 8, which is really clearing out the clutter in your mental space, that mental space? Do you need to journal? Do you need to do a brain dump? Those are some things that sometimes we need to do. So think about that as well. And number 9, what are your health goals for the new year? Do you want to drink more water? Eat more fruits and vegetables? Maybe do some meal prep so you can eat healthier. Or incorporate a little bit more physical fitness or physical activity. What are some of the things? Think about that. And of course, number 10, making sure you have the support system that really helps you do all the things that you want to do. One of the things, first of all, I love my healthcare support system because basically I go into the portal if I have questions, if I have concerns, so that I have that. And I need that in place because I am getting older and I want to do some preventive measures. I don't want things that just all of a sudden I'm sitting at a doctor's office and they're telling me these things. I want to be able to do some preventive measures. But I also have a support system. I have family and friends that I make sure when I spend time with them, I communicate with them, I have fun with them. And that's part of doing the schedule. And then, of course, I make sure I have people in my life who truly understand when I'm tired, I need to rest. So therefore, I may not be able to be involved in the activity or event. So think about those things as you move into the new year. So again, create a morning routine. It doesn't have to, it could just be sitting on the side of your bed in silence. Number 2, set some monthly goals. Maybe just in the beginning of the years, you know what? I will actually really learn how to use all the tools that I have, my calendar, my planner, so that I can be more effective and efficient in my time. Number 3, organize those finances. Set some goals. Do that budget. Do some savings. Number 4, making sure you have some self-care time institute. Just like we have all our doctor's appointments and our schedules, making sure that self-care time is very sacred and you actually have boundaries set for that. Number 5, review the calendar. Making sure, you got events and holidays and appointments and birthdays and all of those things that you need to remember so that you're not in a panic mode that when that month comes and you realize, wait a minute, there's somebody's birthday this month. It's already in the schedule. Number 6, travel plans. Making sure that you allow yourself, because sometimes some of you, you travel. I know, let's like my friends, I'm sure either you or your friends, they travel away for 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks or more. You have to plan for that. There's a lot of preparation that not only goes into the trip itself, but also sometimes you just want to make sure things are organized at home. Number 7, streamline that wardrobe. Look at your outfits. Look at the occasions that you'll be going to. I work with a client, and of course, she's retired. So therefore, she does not need the suits and the long coats anymore. Now, a couple of long coats she's going to keep, but she doesn't need like a whole closet because she's no longer wearing suits. She's wearing separates. She's no longer taking public transportation. She's driving in her car. So think about that. Number 8, declutter that mental space. Journaling, brain dumping. Just don't even think about it. Don't even try to organize it. Just get it out. And then if you want to organize specifically in a brain dump, want to organize things later, that's great. And of course, set some health goals. Do you want to drink more water? Do you want to eat more fruits and vegetables? Do you just want to have a healthier diet? Have a conversation, which gets me to number 10, your support system. Making sure that not only you have a support system, but if you're a support for someone else, making sure you have time just for those conversations, whether over coffee, tea, those walks in the park, making sure, because this is all about living a true organized life. And I know it's possible. Now it's not, possible just to try to do everything with, get all of these things done within a 30-day period. But of course, over the next year, just do a little at a time. So I hope you have really just sitting back, thinking about some of these things that you want to do. So, from my house to your house, I definitely want to wish you a very happy new year. Thank you so much for your continued support. It is so appreciated. I'm looking forward to coming to you in the new year with some new episodes. So, of course, I'm going to end with, until next time, you have a clutter-free day. You have an organized week. But, of course, making sure you have a very happy new year.